Gonna upgrade the stereo in here to the Sync 3 from the Sync 2 My Ford Touch. Kind of a older, outdated now. This is a 2015 F250, so it has the older style inputs, SD card for the navigation, and a couple of USB. So to replace that, from at least what I've seen on the internet, you get a new panel here, a new USB module, power for that module. Going to replace the antenna. I don't know if that's actually necessary. It looks almost just like the one that's already on the truck. Maybe it has something different inside of it. And then a GPS splitter. And then of course the new display. This one has the module already on it. That's the part number here. So, got this from the eBay. So it's got the APIM module built into the back of it, which is important for the Sync 3. And then the Sync 3 display. This one has the incorrect type of, this is not recessed right here. So I'll have to do a little bit of modification to the factory stereo bracket to get it to fit here. Now this is out of the way, the visor is out, unplugged, and you get the antenna off. So that's going to be held in place by one bolt right there, and then the pigtail. It's 10 millimeter, just unbolt it, it comes right up. Alright, now that's gone, just get the new one, just slide it in place. You can see on the old one here, it's kind of flat. It's got this little drain hole in the front. The new one is kind of raised off, and there's a separate ring that seals it around the bottom. So it doesn't really flex, but there's basically, looks like a two-piece system. So it's a different antenna piece here. Alright, now the antenna's in, I'm going to take out this little USB control panel here. I'm going to get this out. This just kind of pry back on it, and just got a couple clips that just come right out. And then this piece has a couple of these little tabs. Just get a small screwdriver in there and push it, wiggle it until it comes out. And just got to disconnect it from the back. The little panel put together, snaps in place. I got my power adapter put in. So the power adapter is going to go into the old plug, and then the USB is just going to clip back into the original USB location there. There you go, it just kind of snaps in place. This isn't really in there terribly well. It doesn't really have a lot of retention to it. I suppose you could always just glue that in or something if you really wanted, but it just sits in place and kind of snaps in, but it doesn't really lock like the last one did. Now to get the center console display piece thing here out, just gonna get these panels out on each side. There's a little notch here, you can dig up underneath it with a screwdriver, all plastic pry tools. Pop each one of those out, both sides, disconnect the pigtails, and there will be a 7 millimeter bolt here and right there. So you want to gently give this a little tug. It's all just snapped in place. Remove all of the wiring pigtails, all of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish, whatever. And then we get to this, and we're going to take that out. You need to try to make the original brackets here fit onto this, as this is not recessed like that is. So if I got this from the correct type of vehicle, then they just bolt right on, wouldn't be a problem. But because this came from I'm thinking like a Lincoln or something, it does not have the recessed area on the side here, just for this metal trim housing thing. Anyways, so to get that off, I have to take off the entire back plate so I can get to the all the screws. Before I get too far along here, I need to get this GPS splitter. That's installed behind this, so it's just 2 bolts here and here, and I gotta take this thing out and then disconnect that GPS and plug the splitter into it. You can kind of see how this is all hooked up. That's the original cable, goes up to this into the box, splitter over there, and this one goes to the new display unit. Since these brackets aren't made for this, I'm gonna have to drill out a couple holes, and people said online they just recommended just using a Dremel cutoff wheel, making some slots you can adjust up and down so you can fit the display once it's back together, and I may end up doing that. I'm not sure where these are gonna end up lining up at. After a lot of trial and error, got my notches made over here. Reused the original the T25 Torx bolts instead of the T8 or whatever the new ones are, and just slid it up. It's about the gap all the way across. It's all plugged in. So I got this thing back together, and I makes a couple adjustments here. You can see where I got that notched out, and I took off the nubs. I didn't know if they're going to be in the way. The bottom one definitely is with that bracket. The top one I thought was, but after getting adjusted where I needed it to be, it's right where that screw hole is. So if you're looking at doing this job and reusing these brackets, that's pretty much what you're going to need. All that stuff installed, updating the sync software to the newest version. Got this installer software online and downloads everything. This is not through Ford. Says this will actually update to the newest version of sync. I believe it's 3.4 or something. Takes between 10 to 60 minutes. Just gotta sit here and wait, loading off of the little USB card up there. The Sync 3 system all installed. Messed with the force can for a while, so that works all like it's supposed to. These are my specific settings. I changed a couple of these, so I got the Raptor boot screen, but otherwise it works pretty good. I've seen online this digit right here, the 8154, instead of the usually it's 8054. So it will, the one is supposed to allow the sync display to turn off completely when it is the truck's powered off. So there's no trickle, slow drain as the truck sets. Otherwise it looks like it's working pretty good.